So somebody left a comment on one of my videos and it inspired me to record just how whether it be city or county or state, treat you when you get arrested, or they try to push their weight because they think that they got it all figured out because they got a badge. They take that badge off and they fuck their wives with it just to give their dick, 3-inch fucking on that little teeny tiny. I mean, that is a big thing once you add it to that. But anyhow, so one time, my son had been acting out and he kind of like ran away from home, and I let him go because I figured the best thing for that night was to let him go and cool off. So the next day while I was at work, he began calling me and laughing and joking and hanging up. And so I told him in a text, you keep fucking around on my phone, I'm going to come and pick your ass up and you're coming home. Well, he kept fucking around. And so when I got off work, I went over there and I called the police, and the police went over there with me and got my son and made him go home. So I sat outside that night talking to the neighbor, and we had been drinking, and when we were done, I went inside the house, and my son was trying to call the police like 6 times that fucking day about, oh, I'm stealing money and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. I mean, he's lying every which way that he could because he was pissed off that he was embarrassed that his bitch ass had to come home. So anyhow, I was talking to a friend of mine and I told her, I didn't mean, it was like figuratively. I meant this kid is going to kill me. Like, he's trying to kill me with all of his stupid antics. And, he was like 17. He's being a bitch. So anyhow, he called the police. And the police came. And it was 2 officers. And one asked me to step outside while the other one went inside to speak to my son. Well, the officer who asked me to step outside, well, I guess same thing, speak outside, step outside. Me and him had a history because he had tried dating me and he was a piece of shit. And I was like, oh, fuck off. And he tried to like arrest my son for, not this son, my other son, making prank calls to 911, which is wrong. And my son did community service for that. But he tried to make it sound like, do you know the difference between assault and murder? Shut the fuck up, Ellis. Like, So when he said that to my son, I grabbed my son and I said, let's go. This dude's a fucking crackhead. So the moment that I stepped outside, he arrested me for drunk in public. Like, what the fuck? So he brought me to the station. Well, he had his partner bring me to the station because he didn't want it to look like he had done it because me and him had a history. So anyhow, his partner, this skinny little bitch ass motherfucker, anyhow, brings me to the station and says, sign this and we'll put you in the drunk tank. You'll go home in 12 hours, whatever. And the pink paper that they handed to me was blank. Completely blank. Nothing fucking filled out on it. I mean, it had, typing on it, but they didn't fill in my name, charge, nothing. So I said, fill it out. And they said, no, sign it. I said, no, fill it out. They said, no, sign it. I said, give me a fucking pen and I will fill it out. And they said, if you do not sign this fucking form, I will take you down to this other facility and I will lock you up for 3 fucking days. Okay, take me, bitch. So they brought me right back out to the car and drove me 45 minutes away, 35 minutes away, put me in the jail there. Nobody ever searched me. Nobody ever anything, okay? Like, nothing. Put me in a cell there, said, this is where you're going to be now for the next 3 days. All because I didn't sign your fucking form? Like, okay, bitch. So I bailed out. I left. I was out of there in just a couple hours, and I left, and I got in touch with the city, and I said, hey, look, y'all can't motherfucking do that. That's illegal, and, you know, here's what's going on, and I want to talk to a supervisor. I want to file a complaint against that fucking fat ass. And they said, oh, you got to call the county, and they're not even affiliated with the county, okay? They just gave me the runaround and everything like that. And anyhow, one time at the grocery store, my son had run into him. And he knows who my son is. Like I said, we had a history. So my son just went down every single aisle that he went down. He didn't say anything. He just kept, you know, kind of following him. And that officer is retired now. And I know I can still sue for my civil rights being violated, but he turns around to my son and he says, stop following me. I feel like it's a threat to my life. And my son was like, oh, wow, you're still a bitch. Of course, the dude just, you know, walked away. But it's fucking hilarious to me how officers act like they can do whatever the fuck they want. And the sad thing is this, the judge or a commissioner, and a commissioner is just a cunt, but anyhow, they will protect their own, like as if they just have like a huge big circle jerk and they all take care of each other no matter what the fuck is really going on. And what we need to stand up and remember is our tax dollars, our fucking money, we employ them. Don't get it twisted. They're not fucking above us. We're actually above them. So I want to say thank you to the guy who inspired me to make this video. And if anybody ever needs any type of advice on what you should do, leave it in my comments and I will respond. So thank you guys. Have a good day. Bye.